In order to have anxiety in life, I like to think of anxiety as a secondary, tertiary, or quaternary compounding of an original event that you proceed to have drawbacks without benefits. Let me give you an example. It's a story. Let's say that a mother and father are fighting, and they're really having a knockdown, drag out, yelling match. And the little young boy is having to listen, and he goes around, he watches the mother and father fight. And there's a lot of aggression and yelling. And the little boy runs up or runs down under his bed and gets under his bed and puts a pillow around him and closes off his ears and closes his eyes and tries to go to sleep, and because of the anxiety, frightened about what the parents are doing, worried about what's happening. And the next morning, it's calm in the house. The dad's gone to work. The mom takes the boy and takes her grocery shopping. And now, as the boy is in this little basket going down this aisle, somebody's coming down the aisle, a guy that has brown hair like his dad, with a mustache like the dad, wearing a white shirt like the dad the night he was yelling at mommy and being aggressive, and blue jeans. So the stimulus that he unconsciously picked up from seeing the dad's outfit is now, as he's walking down or going down the aisle, this man's coming by and seeing that. And so there's something about him that causes a withdrawal, sympathetic response, a withdrawal, an anxious response, a fear response. So he either does one of two things. He gets in front of mommy and tries to protect mommy, or gets behind mommy, either way, fight or flight kind of response, and has anxiety. The man goes by down the aisle, and once he calms down afterwards because the man goes away. They goes down another aisle, and now he sees another man coming, brown hair, brown mustache, yellow shirt, blue jeans. He has a mild response too, because there's blue jeans and mustache and brown hair that are similar to that last night event. And so those are associations made in the brain that's still perceived that brings up a response, a stimulus response reflex. And so now he's got the secondary thing of a yellow shirt now added. So now if he sees a man with a white shirt or yellow shirt, he's got a secondary stimulus that makes him feel a bit angst. Well, he goes down another aisle, and now he sees a guy that's got blonde hair and blonde mustache, white shirt, blue jeans. And now he has a little bit of an anxiety again, because now that stimulates from the same original event. So the primary event that's imbalanced that he didn't see the benefits to, and it's all drawbacks and negatives, which is creating a sympathetic response, is now being reactivated and associated by kind of like a Pavlovian Skinner operant reflex, operant conditioning reflex. So now he goes around and he keeps adding to secondary and tertiary associations made with that original event. Now he hears a person that has a voice like the father, or he now sees the same blue jeans, and there's just a small reaction. Anything that might remind him of that thing. It may be the smell in the room that came from that night that was associated. And now you get that smell. I don't feel comfortable. I feel anxious. I've seen so many secondary and tertiary and quaternary associations made that people are literally walking around living with an angst. They're not even knowing that it originates from the original event. So you got a number of ways of doing it. You can peel back the onion and take each one of those phobias and come up with balances and reassociate the brain with kind of a recognitive appraisal process. Or you can go in back to the original event and find the upsides of that event. Maybe that they learned that, yes, parents fight, and you come out on the other side of it, they get back and they're close the next day. And that's just part of life. And you're living in a fantasy that life's supposed to be peaceful all the time. It's not. It's going to have peace and war and positive and negative and support and challenge and hugs and slugs sometimes. So it's going to ground you. And if you find the upsides and benefits to that, you can take away the anxieties right from the beginning because you went back to the original event. You can peel back the onion and take you back to the event, or you can go right to the event and sometimes have a cascading dissolving of some of those anxieties. I've done this hundreds of times in the breakthrough experience that I teach, and showing people the Demartini method. I show them how to do this. So if you're sitting there with anxieties, just know that they don't have to be there. You may be choosing to ruminate on this and keep compounding them and running your story, or you can go back and find out the upsides to what you've event. All events have two sides if you take the time to look. Even the most traumatic events you think and label. Things you think are terrible, days, weeks, months, or years later, you find terrific in them. They can be the catalyst for some greatness in your life. It's not what happens to you, it's how you perceive, decide, and act upon it. And you have control of your perception, decisions, and actions. So you can go in there and find the other side of it and neutralize it out and not live with these anxieties, or you can let those anxieties run your life. It's totally up to you. And you have the capacity to do that. And if you need assistance, come to the breakthrough experience. I show you how to do it. I teach people that every week. And it's inspiring to watch them take command of their lives. So that's a little presentation on anxieties in case those are running your life. They don't have to.